All right, collective. So, anyways, it's Monday, and we need to start off with a positive note. Okay, I don't want to leave it. I don't want to leave it with that one energy we were just talking about. So, I really want to focus on you, collective, on some encouragement, something positive from my beautiful soul tribe. Let's go ahead and see what we can pull out of the ethers for us. All right, Spirit. What can you tell me for my collective? What is encouraging for the soul tribe? I mean, we've been through the most. We've been through it spiritually. We've been through it, in the physical, between like our relationships, our lovers, our childhood, our family, right, collective? We've been through it. You are gangsters. Okay? You are a spiritual gangster, baby. Don't you ever forget it. No weapon formed against us shall prosper, nor has it up to this point, nor will it moving into the future. So anytime Spirit is exposing these energies, have no fear. Okay? Remember, you are covered. Right? But let's just go ahead and get something positive for the collective. Let's see what we got. It says, maybe you search the branches for what is only in the roots. Go deeper. Look elsewhere. You need more. Yeah, speaking about family trees, okay? It's like we've been hanging out on these dead branches with all these asleep family members, okay? Not just family members, but just people that you just thought were in your reality that you had to accept, okay? When Spirit's saying, no, baby, you are part of the roots. You come from the roots, the ancestors, the ancients, okay? This is where your true energy comes from, right? A lot of us incarnated and we said, okay, we'll go up the tree. Here we go up the tree. Let's join the dead branches. Let's join the dead branches and see if we can't bring some of them back to life. You may have brought some back to life because look at that part of the tree. It's all alive and vibrant. And some just are going to have to be chopped off there, okay? And that's okay. But remember, collective, you are part of the roots of this system. You might have found yourself on a dead branch, but it was to cull the branch, okay? That's what that was about. You remember, when it's time to cull the branch, when it's time to get rid of the dead branches, that's when we start waking up, collective. Once you start waking up, either the folks that are still part of the dead branch, the folks that are still asleep on the dead branches, they're going to fall to the ground with the dead branch. But that little bit might be dead, but look at all these vibrant branches that are still part of your family lineage here. I call that a win, baby. Okay? I call it a win. Anyways, yeah, when you start to walk, the way appears. Taking steps, beginning again, creating the life that you truly want. Spirit gave you the green light to walk away from the dead branches, collective, and you did just that. And it wasn't easy because it really feels like a death of the old self. When you have your awakening and you realize that you're hanging out on a dead branch that's about to hit the ground, okay? And you get the green light, hey, wake up, wake up. Your ancestors are here poking you, saying, wake up, baby, wake up. We need you to get off this branch. You did a job well done. Take a walk. Let us deal with the rest, right? It's hard because we don't want to let go of what we knew. We don't want to, have to set boundaries and separate ourselves from the people and places that we once thought was love, right? But through your awakening process, you recognize what love really is. Okay? And sometimes the most loving thing we can do is walk away. Right? Is stop trying to save people who don't want to be saved or love people who don't want to be loved. The only answer is to walk away and love yourself, right? Lead by an example. Because being on that dead branch trying to shake people awake or prove to them how much you love them and et cetera, right? It doesn't work. It never worked. It's time for us to laugh as much as we breathe, love as long as you live. Have fun, enjoy life, nurture relationships. Nurture relationships that are nurturing you, okay? And if it's not nurturing to you, then it's not worth nurturing, period. Okay, collective? So as we walked away from the dead side of that tree, what did we learn here? Just remember, as you do have to walk away, that no act of kindness is ever wasted. So your time on hanging out on the dead branches wasn't wasted. These branches are gonna fall to the ground, okay, and they're gonna go through the process to where they become fertilizer for the live tree. And so whatever part you played, it was an act of kindness, and it was not wasted. It says, some of the kindest people you will ever meet have been through hell and back themselves. That strengthens their compassion and empathy. If this is describing you, keep being the beautiful soul that you are. You're not weak because you stayed so long, collective. You're not weak because you loved so hard. Okay? You're not weak for being kind to people who were cruel to you. This is what makes you an earth angel. All right? It's like you're an earth angel. You're strong. Despite it all, you're strong, okay? And no act of kindness was wasted. None of it. Not a moment of the experience was wasted. So don't feel like you wasted time or you shouldn't have loved this person or done that. You did exactly what you were supposed to. The main thing for our collective is to let go now. The hardest part is the letting go. But this is what Spirit has been encouraging us to do and reminding us that is necessary. It says, when you continue to reminisce, replay, or hold on to what could have been, you continue to hold yourself in a place of resistance. Let what was inspire a new way of living, but don't allow it to limit and determine what can be. All right? Let's get one more. This stressful situation is almost coming to an end. We are sending positive energy, financial help, miracles, and life-changing blessings your way, collective. Right? You got the green light to walk out. They gave you the magical shoes of Hermes, is what I'm hearing. Right? Your shoes got wings on them, baby. But yeah, you got the green light to let this stressful situation go. Okay? Not to feel guilty, not to hold on to what doesn't want to be held on to. Just to walk out, sending light, love, and peace in all directions, past, future, present energy. Like, send your seal of light, peace, and love upon it as you exit, and trust that the universe has got everything in hand. And these dead branches, just because they're dead branches doesn't mean you don't love them, right? That's the hard part. You do love them, and it's hard to watch these branches have to take the fall. But just know, like, they're gonna be incorporated back into the root system, and they're gonna have a chance to, grow back up on the tree, right? Too. But they have to fall. They're on dead branches, and they don't know how to get off those branches. They're not leading. They're not following the example of Spirit or the people that were placed around them by Spirit. So there's no other choice but to let them fall to the ground and wither into the ground, so they become part of the root system again. And then hopefully on their next track up the tree, right? On the next track up, they'll grow into life instead of growing into death, right? And they'll get as many chances until maybe, hopefully, that's a completely healthy tree. At least that's the hope for it all, right, collective? Anyways, trust in the process. All that's being required of us at this time is to trust. I trust life and my strength. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed there for my growth. And not just you, but the others too. All of us, collective. This is for all of us, even the dead branches. Okay? It's a process. Freedom through faith and joy. So we're all going to receive our freedom through our faith and through the ability to stay